I'm Genevieve Bargello.
And I'm Eileen Wurst.
And this is CFB News. In a breaking bombshell, local legend Nancy Pankin has accused Faxville designer Gwambi Bags of plagiarizing one of her designs. This Gwambi bag heavily features this three-stripe pattern of blue, darker blue, and blue that Nancy Pankin has classically used on her napkins for years. It's a symbol that's recognizable to almost all Clatfartburgians as it appears in most restaurants in the area. Gwambi Bags has released a whole line using this pattern and even included a little stain on the bottom of the bags. Perhaps it's a happy coincidence, or it's something more sinister. Now, on to Eileen Wurst at the Faxville/CFB airport.
Hi everybody, Eileen Wurst here. I apologize, I had to wear an oxygen mask because I'm currently in Terminal C, also known as the Decrepit Terminal. This terminal has had a couple of charming rebranding opportunities to fulfill the dreams of what could be in this terminal that only has flights that go off to Italy. Now, they have finally added more funding after multiple complaints for those 3 people who do enjoy going to Italy. And they have finally decided to spruce up the place. So if we go past Eric, if you can follow me over here. Here, let's step over the loose cords. Okay, careful. Sparks over there. Okay. But if you can look at the wall over there, we're not allowed to go due to the mold issue, but you can see some artful little shapes in a frame. These are repurposed arts from the hotel down the street, the airport hotel that is actually defunct now and is being torn down. But we were able to take that art and they are now designing it and putting it and hanging it up in this terminal to bring a little bit more light into this dark void that is... Oh, sorry. There's a weird taste in the air and I don't like it. But it is doing something and I am here reporting upon it. Oh, God. Okay, Eric, I think we should go get a medic for that. He fell in the cords. That's not good. Okay. Yes, this has been
CFB News. And welcome to Now Entering Clatfartburg, a comedy world-building podcast. I'm Felicia.
I'm Elaine.
And full disclosure, we are recording this 2 days after we recorded the news intro because we recorded the biggest train wreck attempt of making an episode that we've ever done. I just moved. Elaine had like the most stressful work week of her life. And the energy with which we brought was like depressed.
Depressed mania in a way.
Yeah,
like
depressed
we were both exhausted beyond belief, and I think
literally
when you push yourself
5 minutes
to perform,
into recording, I said, "How crazy would it be if I made a burrito on air?" And I did.
And I yes-anded 110%.
and you said yes, you should do that, and I was like, really? I was like, and that should have been the warning sign.
That was the sign of like, and I got excited about it.
Yeah, and you were like, this is such good content. And I was like, I don't think it is.
I was
but I'm
like,
happy
no,
for
do
you.
it. This is silly. I don't know, do it, please. I saw there was joy to be had, and I was like, I would love joy.
And then my new microwave is a little lower wattage, so it ended up cold in the middle, which did not help my energy. So, look. We're gonna put what we did on our Buy Me a Coffee, Clatfartburg.com. Don't subscribe for it, but we just wanted it to go somewhere. You know what I mean? And we attempted to do today's topic, which is the boot warehouse. Can tell you we did not get far. Elaine asked me, what do you think about the building? And I said, what if it was in the shape of a boot? Which is, I would say, pretty route one and kind of lame, and I knew it at the time. So...
and we tried to work through it. I was like, oh, is the boot standing up? And you're like, probably just face down. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And then
I was not whimsical that day.
No, well, and I didn't have enough to really bring
I
either.
I need to get my car fixed. I was thinking about, my change
there was
of
a lot more
address
pressing
forms,
things. But the good news is that the boot warehouse is this magical plaything that
if you've never experienced them, I've never gone inside one, but I've like seen footage of it. But when you're on the highway and there are these huge buildings, they have like Bass Pro Shop energy. There's usually a big old billboard that like so-and-so's boot warehouse. And it's just a ton of usually cowboy boots or whatever. And it seemed like the kind of eclectic thing that would be very Clatfartburg energy. You know,
I did realize that, like, I don't think I've really seen these signs on the side of the road. I mean, I'm sure I have. Whenever I think of, like, big signs on the side of the road, I always think of those big signs that are for, like, sex toy shops. And in my head, the shops are always going to be as big as the sign, which I know can't be the case. Do you know what I mean? But I'm picturing, a full warehouse of dildos. Do you know what I mean?
I love that you have that. This is where our regions show, because a lot of it is like, Jesus saves. Did he die for nothing? Jesus is watching.
And then in my area, it's like, have you ever wanted to spice up your time in the bedroom? Come on down. And in my head, they're humongous billboards on, like, the interstate. And in my head, it's that and, like, fireworks, which makes it seem like a much rowdier area than I actually live in.
Yeah. Do
you think fireworks are legal in Clatfartburg? I'm voting no.
Oh, that's actually interesting.
Weirdly.
I would I'm going to say no. Mostly as somebody who has a dog who is incredibly depressed by fireworks, and then it takes me a whole week to get her to like actually go outside at night to do anything, like go to the bathroom so she doesn't wake me up at like 6 a.m. because she didn't go last night. I personally am good with them not being around. They can have sparklers in their hands.
Sparklers, yeah. We allow a sparkler.
Yeah, that's about it. But also, I feel like there's a lot of flammable things in Clatfartburg. So
true.
I don't trust those people with fireworks in their hands. If anything were to happen, it would have to be like specifically through the city.
All those
in the fire
cloth
department.
flammable napkins?
Oh, yeah, absolutely would not go well.
Devastating.
I mean, the big stick, even though it didn't die from a firework, it was a sausage. I mean, that's still, that was a big, fire and an issue. So imagine like that kind of like big billboard. It's super goofy. That's kind of the energy the boot warehouses have. I feel like when I think of a boot warehouse, I think of Texas.
Right.
So I had made some note ideas on how to go about the boot warehouse. So we can do this in a couple different ways. Obviously, there's always the OG blueprint.
Yes.
Which is where we started. But I don't know if that's good, because we can circle back.
I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good.
Sometimes that helps us. I think today it's not going to be it. So scrapping the blueprint, maybe that'll come later. Now, we had discussed the shop owner. Yes. And I remember we talked about this because I would like it to be a woman, and I would like her to either have a name where it's like Madame X, Mrs. X, or Mama X something.
Okay.
Just a goofy name like that would tickle my soul.
Madame or mistress, Did you say mistress? Did I come up with mistress?
You said mistress.
Okay. So those very much give me like French 18th century erotica. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I really like that.
So
I like that as a concept here.
Yeah. So, and I think maybe because you said Madame X, I was like, oh, this feels
mistress.
Very, So perhaps do we combine the ideas of the boot warehouse and the sex toy warehouse? We do not have to, but I feel the need to say it. I also was really being called to make a boot warehouse mascot, so any direction I'm open to, but I do feel legally I have to suggest it.
So here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Boots and boobs warehouse.
Whew.
Boots and butts warehouse.
Boops.
Boots and like, I really like this because I think we can play with something here.
Yeah.
And I don't think boots and boobs is good at all. I think it needs
boots
to be much better than that. Boots and bras? Ooh.
A lingerie and boot warehouse.
Close. I feel pretty close on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm officially sold yet, but I like that as a good concept for now. I think once we have more of the flavor.
It's not so horny that it'll make this episode a nightmare and not fun
we'll keep
us,
it Yeah, we'll keep it tame,
Yeah.
But I like this. Okay, so this kind of makes things extra fun. I think there should still be your regular assortment of boots, cowboy boots, what have you. But now we get to intersperse it with a whole section.
My cat's staring at me from around the corner. Hello? Which is like half of an eye. Yeah. All right. Continue. Sorry.
So we'll focus on the boots real quick because I think we need to talk about something that I know that you will be very passionate about and agree with me here. I think everything's pleather. I think everything is pleather.
Yeah.
Pleather for days. I think
Maybe
it could be
they're
weird,
doing some of that
weird
mushroom leather shit. Like
I was
that,
gonna say let's bring in the weird shit though.
Yeah,
like
organic pleather.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking cool.
I like that. So yeah, they got all that. And what if? Oh God, this is so crazy. I was like, it'd be really fun if there was a goat running around, and you have to make sure the goat doesn't eat the pleather, but the goat has to be there.
Does that come from something, or did you just think that up?
No, that's just me.
Because I
think it'd
was
be fun
like,
if a little
did we
goat was
talk about a
nibbling on
goat
something.
during our fever nightmare thing? Because that would make sense.
We didn't.
But, okay,
No,
so the goat is
no.
new.
The goat is a new aspect.
I'm open to the goat.
Do we have one section's the boots, the other section is all the sex shop stuff, or is it interspersed with each other? Do we have different ways that we've organized the store? Is it like, here's like rhinestone cowboy section? I would really like that to be a section.
Okay, so there's a rhinestone cowboy section. The Glenn Campbell collection.
The Glenn Campbell collection, and there can be like...
This is what I'm saying, is that doing the sex
I don't know how to go about this.
Yeah, this is what I'm stuck on too. And that's why I'm not sure if it should be a sex shop, because I don't know if we're going to have fun making this episode, because it's always going to just be us saying, do we want to say that? And going, I want that cut.
You know, and some
and
of that I left back in Wonka Watch, you know.
Yeah, and
some of that I left back there.
You know what? Let's scrap the sex shop idea. It was a fun experiment, but I don't think it's it. It's fun to think of.
You know what we can
that can exist 8 towns over. You know,
Madam Mistress can be a dominatrix in her own free time.
Yeah,
but she's one of those people where you would never know.
And good for her, you know, except for the name. Except for the name.
Except for the name. But it's not her fault that her last name was Mistress, and, you know, Madam is a name that has run in her family.
Wait, so her legal name is Madam Mistress?
It can be. We can do the name thing real quick if we like.
Okay. I like name thing. All right, I like that.
Do you want first or last? I forgot who did what, so I'm good either way.
I feel like I did first a while ago. I'll do first.
Okay.
Jewel
Bell.
No, it's not Jewel Bell. I don't think it's Jewel Bell. Mistress Jewel Bell. It's a little too similar.
Jewel Bell is
Jewel Bell. No, it's not that one, I don't think.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do something that's not even a word or a name.
Well, we can change it.
I switched again. Clementine.
Cherry. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Okay, my first option was
I really like Clementine.
Is Orangina better?
I like Clementine. I just find it wild that we both chose fruit.
We can just do...
I don't know if Clementine Orangina is... That doesn't sound like a real person at that point.
Yeah,
now, if this was your dominatrix...
Madam does.
In a weird way, that does feel more real than Clementine Orangina. Look, do I love it? Yes, but it's giving more like...
Orangina is giving knockoff Carmen Sandiego, you know?
But like teaching about nutrition, but in like a secret spy way.
All right, Clementine.
But I like Clementine.
The name should not be taken this long. Clementine.
Mistress Clementine. Madam Clementine.
Madam Clementine Dubois.
Hello, it's me, Madam Clementine Dubois. I'm so excited. I'm so sorry. I'm so excited to talk to you today about my boots. That's right, from head to toe, I'm going to get you covered in boots. That's right, we got boot pattern hats. We have boot necklaces. And then, don't worry, we got boots for your foots, as I like to say. Okay, thank you, Clementine.
Right. I like Madame Clementine Dubois. It took us a bit to get there, but I think it works.
It worked out. That's good. Okay, so Madame Clementine Dubois, she... this is obviously not a chain. I think in the scrapped section we had talked about, this is not, it's like within Clatfartburg, but it's not close by because it's a warehouse, so it's kind of on a little bit of the Outer Banks, but it's not. I'm wondering, I feel like they position themselves to be kind of closer to the Tanger outlets without associating themselves with it, but like it wouldn't be like too far of a drive if you're on that side.
Yeah, it's kind of in a middle area.
Yeah, so again, it's still closer to Clatfartburg, but they are like
accessible to fly.
If people are like over there, your Reebok store hasn't got shit on us, kind of thing. So
You'll have nothing on Madame Clementine's Dubois mushroom patent leather Chelsea boots recently worn by Harry Styles.
I'm like, should the entire inside be cottagecore disco?
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, he started. Sorry, my cat just started fucking going. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It was really funny.
Let go. Okay, he'll shut up if I ignore him. Look, I lampshaded that like an hour ago, being like, man, I hope my cat doesn't start meowing mid-recording. Yeah. So
foreshadowing.
Okay, what were we saying?
Cottagecore
disco.
Cottagecore disco. And what I mean by that is we love a good setting. We love a good little setup and a theme. So, if we've got mushroom leather, I'm trying to think of like, how would you try to market that?
Well,
and what would kind of the vibe be?
Do we want to take inspo from, and I know we've taken inspo from this before, the giant mountain of taxidermy inside the Cabela's, by, maybe these are boot-populated scenes, acting out scenes from classic novels.
That's crazy. I like that.
So, you have like Wuthering Heights boots.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where like, and I've never read Wuthering Heights. I've just listened to the Kate Bush song a lot. So like a little ghostly boot is floating outside a window of a stocky boot, and like maybe she puts up a new one and every like 3 months, and you have to guess what classic scene she's recreating, and it's not easy.
Okay, yeah, because she probably chooses something obscure on top of it, also just being like a boot. And how are we supposed to guess, even though she might bring out like a little like paper castle or something, maybe. I like this. Okay, does she exclusively only do classics, or does she like also dabble with like a movie here and there, but still like on the obscure side? Like,
I think a movie can exist. I think they are scenes that people could guess, but that doesn't mean they will. And I do think the boot part is harder than her choices. You know what I mean?
Like when she tried to do that one hand scene with Darcy from Pride and Prejudice 2005, 2007, what year that was, just with a boot. A lot of people didn't get it, but
that was just two boots sitting next to each other, and one was on like a carriage.
And she was like, "Well, I like made sure it was one that had spurs, which represented fingers,
and the spurs were lightly touching."
Yeah,
and the Citizen Kane boot, where she just made a big fireplace and put a boot next to it, that one took a while.
Yeah, people didn't fully, catch on, and they kind of got mad because you can get like what 10% discount. If
she put a boot correctly in a wheelchair with a visor, and then people got it. They were like, "Oh, Citizen Kane, we get it now."
Oh, it was like Weekend at Bernie's.
That fucking outfit that one guy wears in Citizen Kane.
I totally forgot. Yeah,
we did watch it together. Clatfartburg.com.
Yeah, Clatfartburg.com. You can go check out that commentary track. A couple of others. Oh my god, her doing a lighthouse.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
That's just too
I'm on a fucking steak. It's the mess.
I want a bloody steak. If I had a steak, oh boy.
Okay, so if you're an employee at the store, she oversees the setting up of these scenes, and she will recreate them, like talking, like like what you just did. That's what she's doing under her breath the whole time, and people are like, "Please, just let us do our job."
Yeah,
thank you. Her whole family works at the warehouse. Also,
of course,
everyone's a cousin. They're all related. They're all Dubois or adjacent, which means you can have a little bit of drama because family drama's together, but they're like, yeah, we're family. But if you're a customer, you're like, is this okay? And should I be, like I just watched somebody punch somebody in the arm.
Oh, that's the worst.
When your cousin punches you in the arm?
When they, no. When the shopkeepers are fighting and like they try to get you in on the argument to agree with them. God. And it's like, I don't have any horse in this race, ma'am.
Yeah.
You seem quite harsh on this person.
Yeah, like it'll be like,
oh my god, Harper, like this is crazy that we've ended up here. But like, okay, do you think that steel boots should go in the gray section or the silver section? Because I think they're silver because steel is like shiny. That's
actually fucking crazy that you would think that because, like, to be honest, Hi, ma'am. How can I help you? Yeah, no, sorry. I was just dealing with this dumb bitch over here. She doesn't even know what fucking section silver boots should go in.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have this job without me.
Aren't you so glad you started talking to me and not her?
Ma'am, excuse me.
So what are you looking for? You're looking through a mushroom leather horse riding boot. Well, unfortunately, that is being used in the French lieutenant women's scene. So I can go and direct you over there, and you could perhaps maybe try on the Jeremy Irons boot model. Thank you.
You could actually come with me, and I'll work with you because I should get that commission and not my stupid fucking cousin.
We have just implied that Becky and Harper are Dubois, though. Becky and Harper Dubois, which means that this woman is related to the museum people. The rogue sister.
Wait, I see it all together. The staging, the loving of staging things.
It makes sense. It's a boat museum, basically. And she's upset because she's been forced out of the family business because they didn't think the museum needed a boot wing. There's a science wing, an art wing, a history wing, but no boot wing.
Oh my God.
This is huge. We
This
found
is
it.
huge.
We found it, guys.
The Dubois. Here they are.
And now we know the museum people have the last name Dubois.
Which, thank God.
Which, of course.
If their last name had been fucking Orangina. Can you imagine?
All right. Fuck off, man. I'm trying my best over here.
It would have been beautiful.
Yeah, thank God their last name wasn't fucking Cherry.
Yeah, well,
or Belle. No.
Oh, Belle. I'm sorry I had Taco Bell earlier and I saw my trash on the floor I didn't throw away and I went, I guess, Belle. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's a beautiful gem that we've just discovered and really actually opens up a lot of doors for this place because now we know that this is a family that's really invested. As dumb as they are, there's a lot of intelligence there, right? Like they're really into it. So yeah, her having all these different setups, she's really thought them through. Probably also with the like historical thing. I think I think it'd be fun. I don't know why I just gasped, but I was like, oh my gosh. I think there should be like a boot trial section where you can test the hardcore working boots. And it's like a little, like, I imagine it's the size of a mini golf course, but it's like, here's the like muddy trench spot and you just like stomp around and see how you like
here's
it.
The
and
terrain.
Here's concrete with one little chewed up ball of gum stuck on it, you know? And then like, how do you handle when you trip over a root? And things like that, you know, because the boots we have fashion boots, but then
drop
we also
this can of chickpeas on your foot right now.
Yeah, can you feel it? Can you feel it? And then I think there should be a giant foosball table, but the players are just boots instead of like soccer players.
Hell yeah. I just want to say this. I think Madame Clementine Dubois has an album.
Oh, yeah. I imagine, I guess what kind of genre are you thinking? Accordion came to mind, but I don't know what genre to put it in.
I think accordion would be good. Honestly, I just thought of, and this is not going to hit for most people, there was a thing on TikTok that was big like 3 or 4 years ago when I still had the app. That was this random song that was a lady recording in a store where she's singing, taste the biscuit, taste the goodness of the biscuit. I need to grab my phone
I
so
don't
I can
like
prove
this. I'm gonna say I don't know if I love this.
No. You would love it if you knew it the way I do. Where the fuck is my phone?
You would love it if you knew it the way I do is such a good argument I'm going to use from here on out in my life.
I want to use that for a lot of things in my life.
That's really good. That's really good.
Pulled that out. Let me give you some taste the goodness of the biscuit. I don't know why this is giving me Boot Warehouse.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
You hear it?
Yes, okay.
Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
It's like elevator weatherman funk retro.
I don't like the way it tastes on my chicken wings.
So thank you, Vince Gardulu and Toasters and Moose for Taste the Biscuit. I don't know. That was giving me like, I feel like there's a song like that when you go through the the testing course. Like, you walk through the testing course and it's like, now step on the ice. Slide around on the ice.
Like, yeah. I like this now.
Like a choreograph, so it feels like you're doing it.
And I'd like it to, like, still have the same campiness, but maybe it genre switches depending on the course.
Yes.
But it still maintains the same, like, singing delivery. So even though, like, certain elements have changed, it's still got that, like, funk to it, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. Because the weather section, it's a bunch of little cousins with their blow dryers. You can, like, test, you know.
And here's the thing. Madame Clementine Dubois opened this up, I would say, 5 years ago. Imagine her surprise when the museum opens their weather experience for the post office. Using her patented ping pong hail method.
Have they been stealing ideas from her?
They've been stealing ideas from the boot warehouse this whole time.
Wait, okay, hold on. This is the boot warehouse might become an even bigger thing than just the boots. Here's something I think we need to discuss then is the Blanche otters are such a key part of the museum as well.
Right.
That I feel like Madame Clementine Dubois must have had a really passionate take on the Blanche otters.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's got to be some kind of like I'm not saying the boot warehouse is totally a front, but I think there's a whole basement operation doing something.
Right.
Doesn't even need to be Blanche Otter related necessarily. I don't know why. I just imagine that, like, if activists are meeting, they're in the basement of the boot warehouse.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. Do you think, and Becky and Harper are involved in that movement too? Remember, because they think they should be sleeping on higher thread count sheets, I believe, was the beef.
Well, this is perfect for the podcast for them. Oh my God, wait, they're getting all the tea. That's why they took these jobs.
Yes, and another hot take. You remember Bradley? Isn't Bradley also a cousin?
Yeah.
Is Bradley, the podcast producer, Miss Clementine Dubois' son?
Because Madame Clementine Dubois is okay. Madame Clementine. Oh, okay. So, let me just do a really quick refresh. If you haven't listened to the museum episode, I'm getting a vibe you might want to do that. It's episode 2.
Yeah, this is like 8 bonus content deep to get to where we are.
But basically, there are 3 brother sister siblings that are running the museum. There's the art section, the history section, and the science section. The history and science folks separately have daughters, Becky and Harper, who basically hate Clatfartburg, and they represent capitalist wants and all this stuff. And they're horrible people. They're dating people on the hockey team.
And they recap the Big Bang Theory recap podcast made by the cousins made by the museum siblings. Okay.
Yes, because the museum siblings love the Big Bang Theory, and they'll do these 3-hour-long episodes, but they'll release like personal information too. Like, for example, Becky's father released, just shared on that podcast that she's illegitimate. Yeah. He didn't know that. They never edit it. And so they assume it gets edited. It doesn't. But then, yeah, Becky and Harper will go through and rehash. It's basically a gossip drama about their family.
And now that podcast is produced by Bradley.
Yes, it's called Otter She Better Don't.
Otter She Better Don't. That's right.
Because we love the Blanche otters.
Yeah. And I think that's most of the recap you need.
I think that's about all you need.
We're adding Blanche Dubois as the dark horse of the family, not involved in the museum, and her son is Bradley.
Clementine Dubois, not Blanche Dubois. If we have
Clementine
Blanche
Dubois.
No. We can't go that deep. Clementine Dubois. Yes. Okay. I think this is perfect. I almost want Clementine Dubois. I think she's actually really fucking with it, and I think she's forcing Bradley to be part of this podcast.
Yes.
So that she can actually get more information on her siblings and try to wreck them. Because this family drama is so entangled with each other.
Yeah.
That they don't know.
And I do think the museum siblings don't realize how vindictive it is from Clementine Dubois' point of view. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it's as outwardly vitriolic as Clementine feels it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They were like, you went and got your MFA? They just don't know what to do with her. They all like ranch. She likes blue cheese.
Yeah.
You know, like that's who she is.
She's a retired dance therapist.
Yeah. You know, and then like just it's she's not like a black sheep, but yeah, it's like you were saying, like she's this It's not as maybe bad as it seems, and she's really taking it into like a vengeance turn a bit. But to be fair, they have stolen stuff from her.
Yes.
Maybe they were like, "Oh, that was a great idea she had."
That's what
and we'll
they
just
think
take
they're
it.
doing.
I
Yeah.
think the art, and we've said this, I think the art person at the museum is the worst. That's the worst sibling, and I imagine
agree.
he probably stole Clementine's ideas and pretended they were his. And they're
Yeah,
like, yeah, sure. 'Cause
absolutely.
None of them
Fuck
are going to the
that
boot
guy.
house. Yeah, fuck that guy.
He doesn't even have a name. For how much lore this all has, I like that we refuse to give the museum siblings names.
I know. One day it'll come, but
Yeah.
Neil did come to mind, but I don't know if he's a Neil.
Yeah, one of them's a Neil, but
You know.
unidentified which one. Could be the woman. I don't know. Breaking boundaries.
Well, breaking boundaries on Clatfartburg.
Every day, breaking the glass ceiling of the name Neil.
Okay, so that adds a lot of good dynamic for how this business is run. Now, I would like to discuss with you fun different sales ideas.
Yes.
Because I love nothing more than a bring your own container, however much you can fill it up
yeah,
with. It's
yeah.
maybe it's only $100, right? And that would be, or even $200. I mean, buying so many boots would be like, that would be a
So many
steal.
boots.
Now, when we were in our
Bring your own
confused
boodle.
state, bring your own boodle.
You like bring your own bottle?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I was like, a boot
your
noodle.
boots into a bottle.
Shove your boots. I was like,
If you can shove your boot into a bottle, you can get it for $25.
she did that once, and there was a lot of shattered glass and blood at the end of the first hour, and she said we have to shut down the store. we have to go through a police procedure. Closed down for a week, and then they reopened, and they pretended it never happened. Though it did leave some fun stains that were available for the Carrie scene she did with the boots. People
Yeah.
still didn't understand it, though. But, you try.
You were saying something about the episode we had to scrap. The one where we tried.
Oh, yeah. I was like, how many boots can you fit in your boot? As in the trunk of your car.
Whoa.
Now, I don't know how this would work. It's a boot warehouse. Okay, you got a parking lot. You have to control people running out to their car. I don't know if there's like a giant wall that's like mostly garage stuff they open up and you like have to back your car in and however many boots you can fit in there. It's crazy.
Girl,
or
me
maybe
with
it's
my
like,
minivan rolling up. I'm
you'd be
clearing
like-
her out.
we're bootins for days. Boots, I'm ready. If I was a centipede, girl, I'm set for the next century. Boots for days, boots for hands, boots for dog. They do have dog boots, and cat boots, little cowboy boots, Lego and little cowboy boots.
He would hate it so much.
Meow.
I'd have to return the fourth.
Oh, Lego. Okay, so yeah, throw it in your trunk. Wild stuff. Maybe also, yeah, and she probably has it different themes, like bring your own potato sack. People are like, how do I access a potato sack? But she's like, look, you gotta go for your different clientele. Bring your favorite live animal, and you can ride whatever you can carry out ride away with on that animal. So someone's bringing like a mule, and they're like,
Pack
okay,
mule.
my packed mule, and within safety regulations.
Yes.
We're not gonna, again, as always. But someone's like,
You
here's
get
my
turned
Saint
away if you
Bernard.
Bring your fucking bear.
I got my 4 pairs of boots with my Saint Bernard, and
Somebody
we're out of here.
rolls up with a
You know?
Sinaster rental. Oh, that place goes wild.
Oh man, they're like, oh my gosh, you get the special Sinaster boot, which is a boot, but you turn it over and it has shiny horse shoe. Like
That's actually kind of sick. I would wear the Sinaster.
that would be sick as fuck.
The shoe Naster.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa! That made it less impressive, but
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Cool.
I feel like she does a lot of local ads.
Oh yeah, she's got a green screen and she is using it for good, but mostly for evil.
Yeah.
like these commercials are like random desert in the background and like a hawk crying in the distance, and
Oh,
then
of
like
course.
boots just like it turns into like a polka something.
These
and
boots
it's
were
like,
made for polka-ing. Come down to the boot warehouse, to Madame Clementine Dubois' boot warehouse for the special polka boot collection.
Yay! Wait, should she host a monthly line dance?
I think she should. I also think she should have a national pancake day sale where you have to get a boot so thin you could laminate it.
That's crazy. What the fuck? So basically no one buys a single boot that day. Everyone's just trying to like find the mystery paper boot. And she's like, the secret is that it's a sock liner. It's one of those little liners you wear when you try on shoes.
Anything you can fit through a laminator's 80% off, but nothing can fit through the laminator. I think she does a lot of sales that take work and are impossible to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
and you know what a lot of these things are? They feel like experiments. They feel like children's activities, you know? Huh? Interesting.
It's interesting.
A Boot King Soda Volcano sale.
Wait, so it's like a volcano of boots popping out, and whatever boots
like a baking
they like
soda
shoot
volcano
boots in the air, and whatever
boot.
you catch, you get to keep.
Okay, that would be good. I was just thinking about a baking soda volcano made in a boot.
Oh, I also enjoy that.
Both are there.
It's Pompeii week, right? So that's like week 1, day 1, and then there's the day where Pompeii like erupts, so all the boots basically get flung into the air through this like, you know, paper mache whatever volcano they've created. Only problem is you're having like big fucking boots raining down upon the masses.
Right.
So like you've got to be prepared and be tough. You have to sign a waiver to walk into that place.
Absolutely.
It's, you know, it's worth it. There is a zip line, but that's and look, is that a bit of a cover? So when you sign the waiver, they can throw other things in there. Yeah, it is, you know, but like you still signed it.
Yeah.
You should know. You know? And that's also how they do the hourly like boot drop. Like boots. What do I want it to be? The boot. It's such a silly word. I just like the idea of someone on the zip line going, boots! And they drop something. And then if you get like, maybe it's like a little envelope. And then if you get it, you're like, here's my like 10% discount. I want it to be like if Kohl's was so aggressive in person about their sales.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to, because Kohl's like never has anything full price. There's constantly some kind of crazy like 3 to 10 deals happening at once. If that is this place, but everything is happening physically in person, popping up in your face, I think people should be overwhelmed by how many coupons they get, and you can't use them all at once. They have very specific restrictions with them. You know,
when you're a first time customer, you can go over to the Jack in the Boot, which is a Jack in the Box in a boot that if you spin it, eventually you'll get a 15% off coupon.
I like that. But you don't know how long it'll take. It could take like hours.
It could be forever.
And it'll be really scary when it happens too. Bradley's had to be cooped up in there the whole time, ready to go. Ready to pop.
Wait, so is it a giant boot that Bradley sits in? Versus just a Jack in the Box inside of a boot, which was my thought.
Oh, I like that. See, you keep doing the smart thing where you're like, no, it's within the boot. And I'm going, she has to create a whole thing so this boot expels it. That's crap. Oh my God. I'm like, no.
Whenever I'm saying shit,
smaller.
Imagine it's inside of a boot and not...
This makes a lot more sense.
And not a boot doing the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this has been a common miscommunication on this episode.
Yes, I'm getting with it now.
Sometimes you don't need to think outside the boot. She does an ad campaign with that slogan.
Boots or brawn, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, do you have boots or brawn? Why not both? Come down to the boot warehouse. I would really like there to be, we talked about failed mascots. Sounds like she hasn't really landed on one. I think she did have Bobby Boots, who was just somebody who had a bunch of boots tied to him. Like the Michelin Man, but boots.
I don't like that.
Now, you know, you gotta imagine, like, we've got our hiking boots, we've got our cowboy boots, but we also have like, you know, booties, and also we have like children's boots in here too. So you can have like a bunch of like little like fun little boot hair. Now, wait a minute. What if Build-A-Bear, but it's Build-A-Boot?
Ooh. I bet she has a Crocs, like those little things that go on the things of Crocs that you pop in. Aren't they
Oh,
called
the little charms, whatever they call them.
gibbets?
The little gibbets. It's fucking... Yes, you can get little charms or whatever for your... Oh, I bet you can get like, what do you call it when you like emboss in leather? Like...
Oh, yeah. Emboss.
It's not like... It's like emboss.
Burned.
Okay, yeah. You can get like embossings and burnings and stuff. Like you can really customize your boots, which would make sense. It's the boot warehouse. So you pick out your base boot, but you can really like customize the shit out of this.
Right.
So there's a whole side section. You go past the whole, trial of the boot where you're seeing, will it withstand what I need it to? And then you go through the Build-A-Boot entire experience. And, you start off with like, I think you have to, you don't have to drink the whiskey, but I think you have to talk to a burly man wearing a plaid shirt about your boot choice.
Yeah. Well,
and
I
then
think
he'll affirm your
some
choices
pun.
and that'll just feel nice.
I think we have to do some pun on the word soul. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you like imprint, you do something that like adds a little something to the sole of the boot.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the soul.
And maybe you can add a little sound thing where every time you walk, it makes a noise like yeehaw. Like, light up sneakers, but noise up sneakers.
Yeah.
Light up boots. Hey, we thought about light up boots.
Light up boots. Me out there stomping around a mountain. I'm not going to get lost. You're going to find me from that helicopter. You're going to see these guys popping. I mean, not that I'm going to get lost.
My bright yellow lights shining out of my cowboy boots. With every step, it goes, gee willikers. And that's how they find me in the woods. It's a safety feature, actually.
I paid $10,000 so that every time I step, it takes a couple notes into Glenn Campbell's Rhinestone Cowboy. It's really bad when I'm waiting in line at the Costco. People really hate me. Like a rhinestone cowboy riding. People be like, what the fuck is coming from your shoes? TSA. You put them down and they accidentally get rattled, so they just start doing their whole like, gee willikers. Like, and being on the plane, like you're just like nervously tapping your foot. Right? Gee williker. It's like the boot. Your hiking group is taking over the plane. And unlike when the Lion King cast starts doing their beautiful Broadway singing on an airplane, it's just a chorus of horrible choices people have made for their boots to sound like.
The sounds aren't required, I want to be very clear, but they are encouraged.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta imagine if you're at the boot custom section, you're in a daze.
You know who works on these? It's Bradley, the audio engineer. Bradley, the audio engineer, is putting it together, and he's getting ready my custom order for boots that play a single second of Maurice every time I step, and I will thank him for it.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the more popular ones, because you can pay more to customize, and I think they have like a generic soundboard. Left foot goes oh, right foot goes yeah.
Do these exist? They have to exist.
I mean,
not to the degree we're suggesting.
Yeah, but like you buy a shoe.
You know
that
what?
Has a sound
who
to
does
it?
have these? Fozzie Bear fart shoes. In the Muppets 2011, he has fart shoes.
There would be a fart sound, wouldn't there?
Exactly. Of course there would be.
It's a time, and Bradley's very good at it. So you get your little sound, and then it's on a birth certificate, but you do get to make your certificate of authentication. You know that word?
Authentication.
Big adult word. But you do get to, like, what's the name of this boot? It's like the Silver Rider, the like Stompin' Stacy. You get to have your whole name, and then it like gets to come out.
Boot.
The Rhinestone Cow Boot. I'm not a boot person, but now I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I live in the South. I could get away wearing cowboy boots. They do that here.
Yeah.
I own nothing that would go with it. I only own sweatpants basically at this point, so I don't think I can really like do it, but
I could pull it off.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Thanks.
That's a compliment, yeah.
I'm glad. Okay, so what else are we thinking?
Okay, I think that there's a polish station, and I think that's so fucking fun. You get a little brush, and you just go...
That's so aggressive.
I don't know why, it just seems fun.
It sounded like I questioned you if it was fun. It's so fucking fun.
It's the most fun you'll ever have.
You've never had more fun than polishing these goddamn boots.
You know, I'm realizing like I am better than I was 2 days ago, but there are parts of me that have remained the same, if not gotten worse. And it's showing up in these moments right now. It's like, isn't polishing a boot the most fucking fun thing you've ever done? Can you imagine being there? What if that was your happy place?
Leather bars be like.
Okay, so I feel like that section's like pretty set out. Okay, so here's some more wild notes. Behind a curtain, there's hiking boot stilettos.
Hell yeah. I don't think
why.
they're behind a curtain. I think they're on display. I think they're out in the open.
Because, like, why have to walk around your Timberlands just in the woods?
Yeah.
Why
Bring
at the
'em to
woods,
the
but why
real
not at the
world.
wine place, you know?
Bring them to the runway.
Yes. Stomp on those haters. Like, bring it, you know? And I really like the idea of imagining a hiking boot that's a stiletto, because you could kind of do it now. Chunk heels are like a thing that society has embraced, could be a possibility.
Yeah.
You know? So I know I said stiletto, but, high-heel boots, basically.
High-heeled Timberland hiking boot.
But, like, the idea is, like, you could actually still go hiking in it. And if anything, the gap between, like, the heel and the rest of the foot, what if that's used as, like, a leverage in climbing?
So I bet that would work totally.
I'm a fucking genius.
We're just putting out. Get us on Shark Tank right now.
What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing with my career right now? Yeah, let's go. Boots the house down. Let's do it, you know?
Madam Clementine, she's onto it. She gets it.
She's
Okay, I think we're a little too excited about these ideas, and I think that's coming over from the 2 nights ago. Do you know what I mean? Like I think we are a little more excited about these ideas than they should be. It does feel a little like drunk girls hyping each other up in the bathroom right now.
Oh, that's fair. You can hate my ideas. That's fine.
I agree with them.
Talk
saying you agreed with my sound thing a little too quickly.
It's because Felicia, I think really it's my fault, because I brought up a Build-A-Bear premise, and we love that. We love that more than anything.
We've done that with we've done it to a
yeah. I'm glad. I'm kind of shocked you
station.
let me do it, because I thought you'd be like, we've kind of done it before. I'm like,
no, this is different.
We can do it again.
This is different.
We can do it again. Okay.
That was more adjacent. This is more direct.
Good. Okay. Thank you. This is healing and good. So we could kind of talk about, look, I know it's a boot warehouse, but they have more than boots. What is a boot without a cowboy hat? What? So I think there's hats now. Now, the question is this one of those things where the hats are at the store, but you're judged if you buy them? Or is
that
it
a
like
thing you've experienced?
I just think sometimes I go into a store. So I'm an anxious individual, so I think people are thinking about me all the time. So like when I walk into a store, I'm like, it's so embarrassing I'm buying this item because I don't know why. And it's like not even a weird item. It's like, oh gosh, I'm like, who else is buying the pants in this section? That's a really bad example. But then I go and I'm like, no, but the store is selling it. So they're like, yeah, you would probably buy that. Like if you're in a romance bookstore and you go to buy the romance book and you're like, I feel weird about acknowledging I'm buying a romance book, where there should be no shame, but sometimes society stigma gets to you.
Yeah.
You know? You're like, what am I doing? But yeah, is there shame, or I guess I don't, maybe I'm really just
I will say I don't think Clatfartburg is a big cowboy town.
Exactly. So,
like, I don't think cowboy hats are the norm around here. So it is like you can purchase them. I think the boots are. I think the cowboy boots. It's not. I would say it's like a quarter cowboy boots, but a lot of their sales are like Chelsea boots. And
are a lot of yeah. I was gonna say, like, do we have a lot of like closeted cowboy Western people who just okay? This is one of those places I feel like, and this wouldn't be for everybody, but I think I could get conned in this too. You know how when you're in Disney and you go into the gift shop and you're like, yes, I need this Disney bag and this Disney stuff, because you're in the land of Disney, and in that world, this is great and cool and fun.
What if I was just like, no?
You're like, actually, I don't fucking understand a single word you've said.
I actually don't feel that ever. So,
you're really weird. Like I can't relate to you.
A completely unique experience. I don't think anyone's ever experienced. No.
Right? Yeah. Do you ever know, like, when you're in a room and you kind of want to cry in front of people, but you got to keep it together, and so you're just like trying to laugh through it, and you're like, I have something in my eye. Sorry, I have dry eyes.
Yes,
I
know what you mean. Where it's like you get swept up in the boot warehouse fantasy.
Yeah, you're like, of course I would want these 3 cowboy boots. And you're like, you're never going to wear the cowboy boots. You either don't feel like you have the confidence to do it, you don't own anything, or you don't like have places to go where you would wear them. We all have that thing in our closet where we're like, where the fuck am I going to wear that? But I liked it, but I never wear it. I feel like you can like maybe go and you get your Chelsea boot. That's what you wanted. But it's really like the boot warehouse. It doesn't have too many windows. Like, you are in boot warehouse land.
It's immersive.
Yeah. It's really
in the culture of boot. Immerse yourself in the culture.
It's immersive in the culture of boot. There should be a whole scent section. Feet smell bad. How make feet smell good? Scent section.
Yes.
Shoe, lace. Well, that's like drugs. I was like, lace it with good scents, but that's kind of...
I think that was an ad she
it.
pulled.
Yeah, okay. She thought it might be good. Did the test group. Said, okay, heard.
Becky and Harper were like, hey, Auntie Clem, I don't think that means what you think it means, Auntie Clem.
Yeah, you might want to try to, like, maybe let the marketing guy you hired do something. But, like, I mean, like live, laugh, love it, love you. Also, we were thinking, could we get off early tonight because the VMAs are going to be on. I mean, we're not going to necessarily... We have a paper on them, right, Harper?
Yeah,
we have a paper on the VMAs.
On our gap year.
Yeah, we do have to get a Faxville to watch it because that's where it is.
The tea bags at Clatfartburg are just too small.
Yeah, and it will be. We will be at the Faxville Auditors clubhouse. Well, they're not a. It's not a clubhouse. It's a established building.
Yeah,
where we'll be watching it with peers who are going to provide first person.
I think Clementine Dubois literally doesn't give a shit. Like, she's not
like,
give a fuck. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, fucking go.
Have fun.
Go have a good time.
Whatever. Have a ball, gals.
You have a hey. Go get some socks. Go give them to your boys. Give them to your boys for free. I think they could use some good gentle cushioning.
Give your boys some Ugg boot socks.
On me, Dwalls.
They can wear them under the skates.
So the scent parlor. I think that there should be, like, what would you want your feet to smell like? The woods?
I don't know, man.
I've
never thought about it.
You've never thought about what you would want your feet to smell like?
Not my feet specifically.
What do you want other people's feet to smell like?
Well, I wish there was a better coffee perfume because there's just not really any good ones. And I wish I always smelled like coffee grounds, but that's apparently a hard one. That's apparently too difficult.
Maybe these are like a full body scent, but you know that it won't ruin the interior of your boot if you use them. Okay, so there's a whole scent station, and we don't fucking care what people smell like, so screw it. They just choose whatever.
Which is ironic
it's floral,
because I just want to say on our Riverside, which we record in, we have our names down here, and you could add like a subtitle to them. And I, the first time Learning Upon did that, named us Elaine the Professor of Stink and myself the Professor of Stench. So it is funny that we are refusing to name anything on the foot stench situation.
No one speaks of it. It's very highly classified. You can go through a whole like quiz if you need to, but it's very much like kept under wraps.
Yeah, lots
it's
of
a newer
secrets.
part of the store that she's kind of experimenting on that she probably knows a freaky. This is where the science know-how comes in. There's something like she's actually probably discovered something really like the level that like when Febreze was like we can actually eliminate odor. What the fuck, you know? Like I think that she's onto something big and she's keeping it
she's
small.
She's getting there.
And you best believe. The science sibling is sniffing something out.
Definitely.
Thanksgiving had a different scent in the air. And she was like, science,
what's
chemicals, Why are there... I sense an aura of chemicals on you. That's not how she talks. But, she had her mouth full of turkey.
I sense an aura of chemicals on you there.
Yeah, I could sort of tell you've been up to something silly because I brought a black light out and you're covered in stuff. What's that about? You know? That's great. What?
Why does she bring a black light to the parties?
You don't bring a black light to a party.
She's looking for clues. She's trying to figure out.
Can you imagine, like, that would be the worst person at a party. You would think it's person with guitar at a party. You know, it's person who brought the black light to the party.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's fun for 30 seconds, horrifying the rest.
Somebody brings a radon meter to a party.
And that's the trifecta. Guess what the museum siblings do when they go to parties?
You guitar, blacklight, or radon meter?
Let us know.
There are only 3 types of people in this world. Do you bring a guitar to a party, a radon meter to a party, or a blacklight to a party? Comment below.
Okay, I think a good like kind of final way to like close out our boot warehouse. I think we do need to talk about Crispy.
Yeah,
I think this is one of those things where Crispy might be a dash involved. I know he's not involved with everything we do, but if Boot Warehouse is so campy and she Madame Clementine Dubois is such a marketing like genius, even though sometimes she flops, but she tries a lot. You know, I think there's no way she wouldn't try to capitalize off
I
of
mean, do we
Jan
combine
Crispy.
what we've said before? She creates a special boot called Crispy the Talking Boot that is ocean scented. And every time you take a step, it goes, wow, like Crispy does.
And it's waterproof.
And it's waterproof. And yes, it looks like a fish.
I
It
love.
looks like the
I
fish
just
is
imagine beautiful, like
swallowing your
blue,
legs.
shiny, like kind of scale. Like you know how like on sneakers you get that little swoop, whatever.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, that's a
Like-
lot better
like-
than what I was saying. And maybe do we think the Crispy the Talking
good.
Boot looks good? That's the question.
Yes,
Okay. I agree
think
with you
so.
then. I'm okay with that.
I think so. I usually would. I would normally say it's disgusting, but I actually think this is good. Actually, Felicia, you didn't mention the whole cat boot section.
Yes.
Where you can get recordings of your animals, and every
That's where
time
I'm
you walk, it
recording
makes
right
a sound.
now. That's
Yeah.
and I've got them on right now.
You got your Lego boots on, you know?
Totally. He'll be with me everywhere I go.
Gosh. Okay, well, what a beautiful boot warehouse. Is there anything else we need to do, or is this
I
a
don't
lovely
think so.
little
I think we
establishment?
covered the boot warehouse.
And we
Thank
really
you.
unraveled, I think learning the Dubois
Family
family
dynamics. I think
kind
that was
of
helpful.
has brought some things we can play with in the future.
Definitely.
Especially probably some drama we can bring on to our Buy Me a Coffee.
Absolutely.
You know, as we do bonus episodes as well. Yeah.
Well, speaking of our Buy Me a Coffee, Clatfartburg.com, we actually have 2 new members we need to thank. So thank you to Lillian Musetta. They said it's an honor to become a citizen, and it's an honor to have you. And then we also had Casey join as a member. So thanks, guys.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate it. We have lots of fun. There's a lot of bonus content
wow,
coming
it's crispy. Thanks for so much. Yes. Haha.
up. And that was crispy.
That will never happen again.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
And that
we have a
died.
lot of bonus content coming up. You'll be able to hear our commentary track for Return to Oz, which we had a surprising great time with, honestly.
Yeah. I only got angry a few times.
Yeah, and we got
Which was
angry at the
shocking.
same points, and truly, we never shut the fuck up, that whole commentary track. It was constant.
It was-
So, if you want pure Elaine and Felicia for an hour and like 2 hours or however long that movie is, that exists. We've got that, and we've also got the bonus content. I think another commentary track went out recently. Oh, Hound of the Baskervilles, 1959. That went out
Baskervilles.
recently. And we'll be putting up at least a small version of our Nightmare attempt recording, because it is kind of funny. Not main feed funny, but we want someone to hear me trying to make a burrito
Yeah.
while recording a podcast, you know?
It's gorgeous. And also on theme with this episode, we do actually, one of the bonus episodes we recorded was an episode of Otter She Better Don't with Becky
Yes.
and Harper in character the whole time.
If I may say, our finest work.
It's great. And we did not break until like the very end, which was
I think
shocking
we only
for
broke
us.
twice
So,
during the entire
yeah.
thing. So,
Yeah. So if you want even more enriching now that we've kind of dabbled with the Dubois family, that's also on there.
Harper and
and
Becky
then
Dubois.
Hunger Games, where everyone kills each other. So
yes,
you know,
that one's
you get
great.
it all.
Yeah. Well, with that all being said, thank you all for visiting Clatfartburg. And
Better go get your boots, boots. Better go get your boots.
like a
Better go
rhyme,
get your boots,
stone
boots.
cat.
Better go
Boy.
get your boots.
Wow. Bye.
Bye.